Hi there folks, welcome to episode 4 of Heavy Metal Sunday at Dunsy's, where I like to have a cup of coffee and scan through a vintage heavy metal magazine. Today's episode 4, as I said, this is quite easy to remember because I'm just going by the numbers of Kerrang, because it is indeed Kerrang issue number 4 with Michael Schenker on the front. October 1981. Oh, that's right, these were only every month. You had to save up your 50 pence in 1981. So I would have been 15 by this point. So like I've done in my previous episodes, I'll quickly go through it, show you some photographs, and then I'll scan in some stuff. Should you have half an hour spare on a Sunday afternoon, you can just press pause and then maybe go in and read what it says. I'll try and do these videos with as little editing as possible. I've just given the game away, I'm not editing this. So what do we have? Mayhem. This is what we have on the first 2 pages. What's the mayhem that's happening this month? Oh, this one's kind of falling to bits. Well, we have Yannick Gers getting some Bollinger poured on him by John McCoy with his big beard that looks like his head's on upside down, and Ian Gillan. So what's going on? So of course Yannick Gers had replaced Bernie Tormey. So what do we have? We have Is All Well within the AC/DC camp. Their new album is scheduled for Christmas release, but despite having been locked in a Paris studio for months now, Kerrang's undercover agent reports the band have barely managed to lay down some backing tracks. But I think they did get an album out, 1982, of course they did. Neil Kay bounces back. Clever. Aerosmith. Mancunian mayhem merchants Venom, not the evil in league with Satan. Those sweet lookalikes featured in our collector's item first issue have changed their name to Rocks. Kevin Kick-Ass Kozak have changed their name to Rocks in a desperate bid to avoid confusion with their Newcastle namesakes. Now, to be fair, if you saw pictures of the 2 Venoms, you would be able to tell them apart. Pete Way, baseware with UFOs, currently in the process of redecorating the lounge of his Twickenham mansion. Well, his wife Jo is at any rate. Wild Horses entering the studio with Chris Sangarides, best known for his work with Girl Sheargreed, Gary Moore, etc, etc. So that's on that page. Where are they now? Who do you think that is? I'll put a picture in so you can see. Who do we think that is? Pink Floyd news, blah blah. Tour news, who was touring in October 1981? Genesis. I didn't see that one. Gillan. That'll be their first tour with Yannick Gers. Who was support on that tour? Spider. I believe Spider was support on that Gillan tour. Yourself coffee. Saxon. Oh, touring with Riot. Nazareth. Play Loud. Always like to get this one in as well. I will scan that one in so you can get onto Spotify or whatever your chosen medium for listening to heavy metal is. Play some of them. The Rods. Michael Schenker Group advert. Oh, talking about Spider. They were a great band, eh? I saw them in a tiny little club in West Lothian in Bathgate, the Kim Park Hotel. They were really good. Just no nonsense, heads down boogie. They were really good. So that's them and the Bus. Spider and the Bus. Full interview. So they're not in prison, they're behind a fence. The Michael Schenker Group. Oh man, how good were the first couple of MSG albums? Michael Schenker, Paul Raymond, Gary Barden, Chris Glenn, Cozy Powell. What a lineup! So good live. There's Michael Schenker himself with comedy glasses on. Starfighter's album. Starfighter supported AC/DC on tour, and what's his name from the Starfighters is now in AC/DC, replacing his uncle Malcolm. Stevie. Rainbow. all-time top 100 heavy metal albums as voted by readers of Kerrang and Sounds. Now, I'll show you this here, but I will scan this in. So please do take your time to read this. So I'll go through the top 10 just in case you don't have time to read this. Number 1, controversial, Rainbow Rising by Rainbow. If You Want Blood by AC/DC. At number 3, No Sleep Till Hammersmith by Motorhead. Number 4, Back in Black, AC/DC. Number 5, Wheels of Steel. She's got wheels of steel. Saxon, Strangers in the Night, UFO. What a live album. The greatest live album of all time? Could very possibly be. Ace of Spades by Motorhead. Made in Japan. A few live albums in here. Deep Purple, Highway to Hell, AC/DC. Number 10, Led Zeppelin 4 by Led Zeppelin. Picture of Richie and his scalloped fingerboard. What do we have here? Oh, Donington. Slade. Castle Donington. Here's a side story. My friend was at that Donington that year, and he was quite near the front, and he was just about to get into Slade, and then somebody threw something, because people were always throwing things back in those days, maybe bottles of yellow liquid. However, in his case, he was very lucky. It was not a bottle of lukewarm yellow liquid. It was in fact a sandwich box. It was a metal sandwich box. He never said if there was sandwiches in it, because it hit him right in the head and knocked him out. So he had to get taken to the medical tent. He never got to see Slade, and he loved Slade. So be careful of low-flying sandwich boxes for all that heavy metal festivals. AC/DC. Armed and Ready. Who's the young guns? The up-and-coming bands in Armed and Ready. Jeff Barton's Holocaust of Heavy Hopefuls. There's a clue there. It is in fact Edinburgh's own Holocaust. Man, what band? Holocaust. Again, I'll put the full sort of thing. And still going, I think John Mortimer's still got the band going. Classic tunes, eh? I've got heavy metal music in heavy metal mania. Grim Reaper. There's Saxon tour dates. And then we have the Port Vale Heavy Metal Holocaust. Talked about that in the last couple of episodes. Motorhead at the... What a picture that is, eh? Behind Filthy Phil. Ozzy. Looking like he stood in a bit of Lego. Ouch! Oh, Armed and Ready, Part 2. Vixen. But not the Vixen. It was The Edge of a Broken Heart. It's not them. It's a great tune. I like that Vixen. These are a quartet based in Birmingham. Not Birmingham, Alabama. Gaskin. So I think, have I seen Gaskin? Have I seen Paul Gaskin? Sure, something with Brofest or something. Pat Benatar. I'd imagine some viewers today maybe had that on their wall. And then we have Journey to the Centre of the... Oh, look at the jokes from Kerrang. Instead of Earth, Journey to the Centre of the AOR. See? AOR. Earth. Journey. Neil Sean. Oh, look. That must have been a very... Is that a It's not Floyd Rose. It must have been a... Although it's got a lock in. Floyd Rose in that time. Is that one of these kind of Ibanez or something like that? Let me know in the comments if you're a guitar player and you know what guitar this is. There he is. Philip Lewis. A cool looking dude. Philip Lewis, what a band. Get away. Oh, and he's got a... Is that a Daimler or a Rolls Royce? Rolls Royce. He not go out with... what's her name? Lady with the blonde hair. She did. Philip Lewis. If you want a view with Philip Lewis. I might not be able to scan this in because it's got a blue background. Might read that again. I kind of forgot what it was. Oh, what was his name they went out with? I think he went out with Kelly from Girls' Schools World. They went out with Kim McAuliffe. It's going to annoy me there. Girl they went out with. James Marshall Hendrix. I've never done any Hendrix on this channel, but I'm a huge fan. James Marshall Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, to his friends, an adoring public. So it's like a whole sort of thing. Hendrix discography. I mean, I guess he only really did 3 albums, 3 sort of studio albums. We have Strictly for Connoisseurs. Now, how many of these do I have? One. We'll go one. MC5 High Time. The Underground All-Stars, extremely heavy. The late 60s mystery outfit claimed to be composed of a drummer from Memphis, a lead guitar from England, I presume a lead guitarist, a rhythm axe from the depths of Greenwich Village, organist of legendary stature, and a bass player from a mental hospital. There you go. After I've made this video, I'm going to have to go and check out the Underground All-Stars, because any album that's called Extremely Heavy needs checked out. The Seeds Raw and Alive, Meatloaf Live, Kim Fowley, outrageous. Demon again, I mentioned Demon in the episode 3. And again, as I said in that one, it's funny, whenever you saw pictures of Demon live on stage, you know, you just thought, there must be some sort of, I don't know, almost like Venom or something, but then you hear them and you think it's like tuneful metal, up-tempo, almost AC/DC metal. And then we have Dark Star, who released one of the greatest heavy metal songs, new wave of British heavy metal songs ever recorded, Lady of Mars. Truly one of the greatest songs ever written. Them and Trespass, absolutely brilliant. And then we have Foreigner, who I think are still going with no original members, or I think does Mick Jones come on and do a couple of songs at the end. Then we have Pen Pals. Like my last episode, I won't scan any of these in for fear of embarrassing somebody 43 years later. Or maybe read one out. None of these are me, by the way. 16-year-old heavy metal, heavy rock fan into AC/DC, Killing, Iron Maiden and many more. Would like heavy metal stroke heavy rock pen pals from all over the country. Kerr Oswald, Megawatt, Mayhem, heavy metal fanzines reviewed by Phil Bell. Letters. Let's first of all look at that fantastic picture of the Runaways. Now, I won't scan any of these in. Well, I'll read one. I'll maybe read one of the shorter ones. You know, I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. Oh God, I don't think I'll read that one out. Here's the shortest one. While on holiday in America, I bought a local mag. In it was an article about Van Halen commenting on their English tours. Dave Lee Roth went on saying how the halls were too small and filled with heavy metal audiences, almost exclusively of leather and denim-clad males, which they did not want. Then he went on rabbiting about how he hated their greasy food and the rain-filled weather, and how he could not wait until they got home to pretty women and more crowds. Now, I have been to California. I have holidayed in California with my wife and my family. What's it called again? Santa Monica. It would be fair to say, I won't say any more than the weather was much better in Santa Monica than it was where I grew up. Anyway, I hope that you print this letter, because he probably would not have the nerve to have said those things if he was being interviewed by an English magazine. There you go. Write to Kerrang to tell Dave Lee Roth he's in trouble if he talks about the UK again. How dare he? How dare he? And finally we have, last but not least, MEATLOAF. So there you go, that was episode 4 of Heavy Metal Sunday at Dunsy's. This one we were looking at Kerrang issue 4 from October 1981, a mere 50 pence. 50 pence. What could you get for 50 pence in 1981? I think I could have got a Thistle Pop, a Mars bar, and maybe a bottle of juice, and you'd get 5p when you've turned the bottle. As ever, folks, hope you're having a lovely weekend. Privilege and a pleasure bringing you a load of old rubbish on Dunsy's Guitar World 2. Cheers for now.